And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. Let's go. Hit subscribe, watch, comment. Keep those comments coming and share with a friend, because legitimately the stupidity in DC is not going to stop until we make it stop. Now, last night, Kamala Harris finally came out of hiding and she spoke to the Democrats of San Francisco. And it was a powerful reminder of American values. Now, Kamala highlighted that Trump is abandoning American ideals. Play that clip.
Instead of an administration working to advance America's highest ideals, we are witnessing the wholesale abandonment of those ideals. And what we are also seeing in these last 14 weeks is Americans using their voice and showing their courage. We all know.
Yeah. Meanwhile, wait till my end when I give you my full take on this entire speech. But Harris also speaks about how we the American people, something I say in basically every single one of these episodes, how we can combat fear with courage. Play that clip.
We all know President Trump and his administration and their allies are counting on the notion that fear can be contagious. They are counting on the notion that if they make some people afraid, it will have a chilling effect on others. But what they're overlooking, what they have overlooked, is that fear is not the only thing that's contagious. Courage is contagious. The courage of Americans who are banding together in the face of the greatest man-made economic crisis in modern presidential history.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she goes on to speak about how we must all act when everything feels like chaos. It's almost as if she's watching these episodes, or at least her speechwriter is, and morphing it all together. Play that clip.
But friends, please let us not be duped into thinking everything is chaos. I know it may feel that way, but understand what we are in fact witnessing is a high-velocity event where a vessel is being used for the swift implementation of an agenda that has been decades in the making. An agenda to slash public education. An agenda to shrink government and then privatize its services. All while giving tax breaks to the wealthiest among us. By the way, an agenda that is not lowering costs, not making life more affordable, and not what they promised. It's an agenda, a narrow, self-serving vision of America, where they punish truth tellers, favor loyalists, cash in on their power, and leave everyone to fend for themselves, all while abandoning allies and retreating from the world.
How the hell is that not chaos? Meanwhile, she goes on and she speaks about our system of checks and balances. Play that clip.
But this is not a vision that Americans want. We are living in a moment when the checks and balances upon which we have historically relied have begun to buckle. And we here know that when the checks and balances ultimately collapse, if Congress fails to do its part, or if the courts fail to do their part, or if both do their part, but the president defies them anyway, well, friends, that is called a constitutional crisis. And that is a crisis that will eventually impact everyone. Because it would mean that the rules that protect our fundamental rights and freedoms, that ensure each of us has a say about how our government works, will no longer matter. And if that happens, the one check, the one balance, the one power that must not fail is the voice of the people.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she goes on to remind the American people that we deserve a good leader. We talk about that all the time here. And to strive for the American dream. Play that clip.
Now, of course, I recognize that America has never fully lived up to these ideals, that for all the gains we've made, the American dream has for decades been slipping further out of reach for so many, and that the American people deserve leaders who make their lives better and make our country stronger. But sadly, we have seen quite the opposite over these past few months.
Yeah, and that we have. But she goes on to say that she is inspired by the various movements, all of the movements across this country that are taking place. Play that clip.
And I have been inspired by the movements like the one in Wisconsin that put Susan Crawford on the Supreme Court, by the State of the People Power Tour that is aiming to ignite a grassroots movement to lift up voices and advance freedom and justice, and by leaders across the spectrum, including congressional leaders like Cory Booker, Chris Van Hollen, Chris Murphy, Jasmine Crockett, Maxwell Frost, AOC, and Bernie Sanders. All who, in different ways, have been speaking with moral clarity about this moment.
Yeah. You know who else you forgot? Michael Cohen, Midas Touch Network, and various other organizations that aren't supposed to be doing this. It's really your job, but we're doing it anyway. And in all fairness, more effectively than you. And finally, I want to end on a clip of Kamala commenting and commending people for speaking out when Trump's policies hurt them. Play the clip.
Americans across the political spectrum who are declaring that the president's reckless tariffs hurt workers and families by raising the cost of everyday essentials, devastate the retirement accounts that people spent a lifetime paying into, and paralyze American businesses, large and small, forcing them to lay off people, to stop hiring or pause investment decisions. The courage of Americans we are seeing who are rallying at Social Security offices to protect their hard-earned benefits. Of Americans who are speaking out to say, it is not okay to violate court orders. Not okay. Saying it is not okay to detain and disappear American citizens or anyone without due process. The courage of judges to uphold the rule of law in the face of those who would jail them. Of universities that are defying unconstitutional demands that threaten the pursuit of truth and academic independence.
Yeah, let me be very clear about something. Whoever wrote the speech, I give it a 4 out of a 10. So imagine that's me there standing now. And I'm turning around saying to you, the audience, Trump doesn't see government as a system of limits. No, he sees it as an instrument of dominance. The presidency isn't a responsibility. It is a crown to him. The Constitution is not a guide. It is an obstacle to him. And the voters, he sees us as props in a pageant of authoritarian fantasy. My friends, in just 3 short months, three short months, Trump has made one thing painfully clear, that there are no boundaries that he won't cross. There's no institution that he won't corrupt, and there's no law that he won't twist if it means expanding his grip on power. Let me be clear that these examples aren't isolated. They are a pattern. They are a strategy. They are a doctrine of overreach. This isn't a presidency. It is a test. Trump is testing us. He's testing our laws. He's testing our Constitution. And most importantly, he is testing our will. And if we don't push back, and when I say push back, I mean forcefully, relentlessly, and without apology, we're doomed. So let us all stay together. Let us build this community. Let us hit subscribe, watch, comment, share with your friends. Let us build this community so that our words, our voices, our will is not forgotten. It is not overlooked. And we will not have to apologize to future generations to come. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.